afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Stampin' Chat Live. I am Gina from Gina K Designs, and it's great to see all of you from all over the United States and all around the world. It is a Thursday crafternoon, and I am joined today by Tom. Hey, Tom.
Happy crafternoon, everybody.
How are you?
Doing great.
Good. So it's getting hot and sticky out already, huh?
It is. Yeah, it's kind of nice.
It is nice. It is nice. We'll be out on our bikes over the weekend, right?
Yep, and we will. And I don't know. I'm sure it's a lot of the country, but here in Wisconsin, the first chance they get, these flowers and everything just explode.
Oh, it's amazing. I know. We pulled out of our garage this morning, and all of our tulips bloomed pretty much overnight. So it's getting pretty around here. I hope it's beautiful and warm where you are, and you're not sweating too much or in the middle of any rain or anything. So, but if you are, it doesn't matter because you can just stay tucked away in your craft room and make some pretty cards with me today. So today I'm going to do a technique that I had done something similar in a 5-minute card video, but it went so fast and some people had some questions, and I thought it'd be a fun technique to revisit in a live because we could do a couple extras and really explore the technique a little bit more. So the technique is called Stencil Spritz. And in my 5-minute card video, I used it kind of as a faux bokeh technique. So let me show you the card that I made in that 5-minute video. So this way you can see what I'm talking about. So here's the card. So this is the card I made, and I used that watercolor spritz technique to create this. I hope this isn't driving anybody crazy. It's got some lines in this mat. I can move it if the lines look weird. Now, the stencil that I used for this was this one, the Sunspot stencil. And see how that created that cool bokeh technique? Bokeh is kind of that photography trick where the light hits the subject in a certain way and these kind of big floating orbs show up all over it. So I did this technique in a 5-minute card video, so it was super, super quick. But I'd like to explore it with a couple of other stencils today and do something a little bit different. I thought maybe we could do a mini slimline card or two and try, this with some other colors. So let me put this aside here, this card aside. And I thought today I would try, there's so many stencils that this would work with. Tom, I hope this isn't, can you see on YouTube?
It looks fine on YouTube.
Okay, good. All right, so the water droplet would be a great one for this. Yes, the fizzy stencil is going to create the same kind of look. So we're going to do something a little different today, but if you have the fizzy stencil, you're going to get that same bokeh look. So if you have that one, you're golden to do this card. I thought it would be fun. Maybe the daisy chain would be good. Also this ornamental fan. I thought that would be nice. The mega flower would work. The rounded swirl and the harvest flourish. So let's start with the harvest flourish because I think this might be a really cool, you know how this kind of looks like faux bokeh? I think this one's going to look like faux batik. So that beautiful batik pattern that people get for clothing? I think we can do something similar to that. So I have a piece of cardstock here. This is just cut a little bit bigger than a mini slimline. I'm going to use my mini slimline die to cut this out. So I wanted to make sure it was just a little bit bigger. So let's start with some really different colors than we did here. In this one, it looks like wild lilac, turquoise sea, and maybe a little jelly bean. We might do one like that today with those colors, but let's do something a little bit more vibrant. So I have some ink cubes here, and I like using ink cubes for this. I thought these 3 colors would look really cool together. So this is honey mustard, this is coral reef, and this is plum punch. So this might be a really cool combination for autumn cards, but also maybe for masculine cards or just for people that love these bright, vibrant colors. There really isn't any reason why you can't use these colors in the spring as well. Thank you so much. I'm glad you liked my nails. I am not going to be shocked if one of them just flies off during this live because this morning I found my thumbnail on the bathroom floor. So You know, that's what you get when you do it yourself, but whatever. Okay, so I'm going to start with Plum Punch, and I'm going to add some Plum Punch to the top of this stencil. Okay.
So Kelly wants to know if you ever use the sewing machine behind you on paper crafting.
I do. I have videos. Just check out any of my videos that are called the Janome Sew Mini videos. I have so many sewing videos using the Janome Sew Mini. And that's the same one, just a different color. Okay, so now I'm going to use Coral Reef here. And I'm just bouncing that up a little bit into that Plum Punch. And then I'm going to use Honey Mustard down here at the bottom. Okay. All right, very cool. So now I'm going to spritz this with water. I have the Tim Holtz sprayer. And remember, with the Tim Holtz sprayer, like we learned on Monday night, if you do a full trigger spritz, you get a fine mist. If you do a half pull on it, you get a more drippy mist. For this, we want the full mist. So we're going to really get some water on there. Okay. Now I'm going to take this piece of cardstock and I'm going to just smash it right down on there. And I'm going to rub it and pick up that color. Oh, isn't that cool? Now it kind of looks a little messy here, but oops, right in the water here. Let me clean this up. You could do a second one if you wanted to. If you have a bunch of cardstock, just spritz it again and do a couple more. I'm just going to clean it up though, because I'm going to work on a couple different ones here to give you a few different ideas. So I'm just cleaning this stencil quick with a spritz of water. All right. So this looks a little messy the way it is right now. But let's go ahead and dry it with a heat tool. It doesn't look very vibrant right now. This stencil is called Harvest Flourish. So let me find I just took it out of the container here. Where did it go? Wait. It's somewhere, but it's called Harvest Flourish. And so I'm just drying this with my heat tool. This is not watercolor paper. This is regular old white layering cardstock. This is the Gina K layering weight cardstock. You can do this with watercolor paper if you want, but you don't have to. And that's kind of nice because watercolor paper can be pretty expensive, and this is not expensive paper at all. I actually prefer doing this particular technique on cardstock that isn't watercolor cardstock, just because I'm going to do some ink blending on it, and I like the smoothness of the ink blending. I don't know. I just took that stencil out, and I don't know where I put the, here it is. I'll just put this right here. So if anybody is tuning in, they can see that this is the Harvest Flourish stencil.
You know the size of that card?
This here?
Yes.
So this is just like 3.5 inches by 6.5 inches. And then I'm going to cut it down with my mini slimline die. So I just wanted it to be a little bit bigger than that. Okay, so now I'm just going to get my purple blending brush. And I'm going to put a tiny bit of this Plum Punch ink on the blending brush. There's probably other colors on here. I'm not going to worry about that too much because it doesn't really matter. All you want to do is do a little light ink blending to bring out the design. It'll actually bring out the design more when you blend over it. So you'll see what I'm talking about. See how the design starts to be seen better? So that's a little Plum Punch on there. Now I'm going to get my red blending brush and I'm going to get a little Coral Reef on here. Just a little, just a touch. And very gently coming in from the side, I'm going to blend this Coral Reef and I'm going to go up into that Plum Punch. So I get a good fade here and I'm going down into the Honey Mustard. Isn't that starting to look like batik fabric? And then I'm going to take this yellow blending brush and just a little bit of Honey Mustard on it. And I'm going to work that Honey Mustard in and get some of it up into that coral reef. So I have a nice blend. Now that looks like a total batik. Isn't that neat? Such a pretty combination too. Okay, so let's cut this one out. No, you know what? Let's stamp on it first. So these colors definitely remind me a little bit of autumn. I'm not going to lie. But I still think that they're absolutely beautiful, and I love leaf stamps. So let me show you a couple of the stamp sets that I think would work great with this technique. If you want a mini stamp set, the Grateful Greenery is a great one because it's got all these little solid stamps in here that would work really well. This was an incentive set at one time. For our bigger sets, definitely the Friendly Silhouettes is a great one. Let me see if I can zoom out a little bit here. Friendly Silhouettes is a great one. Maybe you could see it better there. It's got the butterfly and it's got these leaves, or you can just do some giant design right over it. That one's a great one. Natural Silhouettes is a great one. I love this big design. Would work really nicely on there. And then the one I think I'm going to use for this card is the Autumn Silhouettes, because I really like these leaves. And I think I'm going to do some black leaves just right over that design. So this way, you'll have lots of bright, vibrant stamping, but you'll still be able to see all of that design coming in from the back. So let's start with this stamp. I'm going to get an acrylic block here and put this stamp on the acrylic block. Then I'm going to use some black onyx ink. And this is going to be random. Yeah, doesn't it look better with the ink on it? Like in the beginning, you're like, yeah, it's okay. But then you add that ink. That's what I did on this one as well. You add the ink and you get that bokeh look. Bokeh. All right, so I'm going to start in the middle here and just stamp a leaf like this. Nice. And then I'm going to stamp another one up here in the corner. I want to make room for more leaves, so I'm going to do this one up here, and I'm going to do one down here. Like this. Okay. Then I'm going to use another leaf. Yeah, you definitely could use dark brown. Dark brown will fade a little bit more. It'll be a little more faded out, won't be quite as vibrant, but you know me, I have to have black on every card I make. So, so definitely give it a try. Okay, I'm going to do one here, like that. And one over here. I really want to get quite a few leaves on here. Okay. I think this is going to be a really pretty card when it's done. And what I like about it is somebody was screaming at me in the last live, typing in all caps, stop doing flowers. And although I'll never stop doing flowers, I'm sorry. You tuned into a flower girl who loves stamping flowers. I think leaves are a great alternative to flowers because I think that they're great for, you know, anybody. Like there's no, it's not too girly. I think that flowers are fine for guys too, because I know lots of guys that are gardeners and they take great pride in their beautiful flowers that they have. So I kind of think anything for anybody, but there are people out there that will say to me, stop doing flowers because I can't send them to my guy. He doesn't like a flower card. I'm just switching up the stamp one more time here, and I'm going to fill in some of these areas. Just a different leaf pattern. I'll go down here with this one. And a little bit at the top. So leaves are great for anybody. And I don't know, it's a very peaceful design too, the leaf. Very peaceful. Good for a sympathy card. Great for a birthday card, just a friendship card, anything you want. Okay, so you can still see all of that beautiful design shining through. And I'm just going to cut it out right about there. So let's complete our first card. Welcome, everyone. It's great to see all of you here on a Thursday crafternoon. Oh my gosh. that would be terrible because we're almost to the weekend and I take you back. All right, so we're going to cut this one out here. That looks good. There we go. Yeah, I love leaves too. I think leaves are just awesome. It is nice to take a flower break once in a while. Okay, look how pretty that turned out. Isn't that fun? Okay. So let me get this machine out of the way. And I did dig through my box of little die cut pieces and stuff, and I found some greeting pieces that were already done that I think will work. And I wanted to use them because I wanted to do more backgrounds and less die cutting and less of the other stuff. So let's get that on there. Let's zoom in a little bit again. Yes, black cardstock should be back in stock. I thought that we just got like 6,000 of them in. I'm not sure. Maybe they all sold out already, but I thought that they just went in. You should just give it a check and see, because we got a lot of black cardstock in last week. Okay. And then I'm going to use a mini slimline. I had some of these pre-done. So for the mini slimline, the size is 6.5 by 6 1/4. And then you score that at 3 1/4 and fold it in half. And then that, look how pretty that is on there. I love the white card base with all that vibrant color. All right.
And which master layout set is
So
it?
this is the Master Layouts 7 die set. That's this one right here, the mini slimline. Master Layout 7. That's the die set. Okay.
And you don't know about re-inkers, right?
We have, no, I don't know when they'll be in. The re-inkers, whenever we place an ink order, it can take like 6 to 8 months to get it. It's so crazy. I don't know why it takes so long, but we've had re-inkers on order for a long time. And I don't really know much about what's going on and what's in. I just remember black cardstock. Somebody said to me in the back, your black cardstock came in because they know that I use it on every card. And I'm running low. All right, so I have this little hello friend. And I think that that is all you really need for this card to create a really, really finished look. I don't think you need too much more than that. And then you see all of that beautiful batik background there. So let's pop this on here. We're going to give all these cards away, Tom.
Yay.
Okay. And I just sent out like 14 cards this morning. So if you've been waiting for one that you won, 14 of them went out this morning. There we go. Okay. Looking good. All right. So there's my first card. Isn't that fun? So simple, but just such a fun background. Okay. And here's that other one, just so that you guys. All right. I really would like to use this stamp again. I always love using that stamp. All right. Let me put this one aside. Now I don't want to spray it though. Let me move it. All right, so let's pick another one. I would really love to see what this daisy chain is going to look like, because it's got so much surface space for that color to transfer. So why don't we try this one, and why don't we do this one in those blue, purple, and green and see how that looks. Or we can go totally bright. We could do like oranges and reds because it's daisies. I also have this color combination that I think would be really pretty. Passionate pink, wild lilac, and blue raspberry. But let's go with this just because it's calming. I just want to see how it looks with this particular stencil. Okay, so alrighty. Now we have to go in the right order for blending. So we'd have to either do the purple on the bottom, then that, and then the green on the top, or upside down. But one or the other, we've got to pick. So let's start with the Well, we could also just mush it all up together. Let's do that. Let's mush it all up together, shall we? All right, so we'll do some purple. We'll do purple like that. And then we'll do some turquoise. Like that. And then we'll add the greens in. Okay. Yeah, if you could just contact customer service about any of those things. We just can't answer it here because we don't know. All right, here we go. We're going to spritz it. I think that's good. And let me get another piece of that cardstock, and we'll do the same thing. We will press it down. I'm just kind of excited to see what this looks like. I think we got good coverage. Ooh. Now that's going to look pretty. Right now it doesn't look like much, but that's going to look pretty. No, it doesn't. Blending the colors a little bit never hurts it. What I just do is if I, transfer a little color, I will just get a paper towel and just dab the ink cube on it. But I do this kind of stuff all the time, and it doesn't affect my ink pads. Now, I don't know that I would do yellow right over purple or anything like that. That might transfer. But I'm using colors that are very close to each other, and I've never had any problem. And I do these kinds of techniques all the time. If you watch my 5-minute card videos, you know I'm always doing ink cubes direct to paper and overlapping and inking them right on acrylic blocks and stuff. And by the way, that will all come off with the Gina K Designs stamp cleaner. But I'm just getting the bulk of it off now so that it's not, all over my work area. Okay, so let's see how this looks. We'll try coloring a little bit of the Wild Wisteria. Oh, I should probably dry that first. Let me dry this first. Oh my gosh, a wasp just dropped on your paper. Oh no. Oh, that's nice, Shirley, that you set it free. I don't know if I could be that. I'd just probably leave and run away. The mat that I am working on, honestly, I have had for about 20 years. I have tried to find something similar. It was an old mat that Ranger put out. It was Score Pal. Score Pal put this mat out many, many years ago, and they discontinued it because they had trouble getting what they needed to make it. And so but they have similar ones at Ranger. I think Ken Oliver might have a mat that's similar, but this is super slick, this mat. So I don't know exactly how the other mats compare. All right. See how this looks. I don't know if I like this as much. I want to go back to a pattern, but we'll see. Sometimes after you get all the ink on there, it looks a lot better. Okay, so we're going to do some Turquoise Sea. Okay. Yeah, the Ranger one's really good. Get that green on there. Sometimes you got to try, got to play with a couple backgrounds, see if you like it. If you like it, great. If you don't, move on, try something else. Don't worry. Actually, I'm starting to like it. You get the color on there and it changes everything. Okay. So let me see what that would look like cut out if I'm going to find a spot on there that I like. What do you guys think? Should we cut it out? You like it? Okay, we'll cut it out. Let's stamp on it first, though. Should we use this image and just do a nice big graphic image like that. Let's do that. We'll stamp on this. We'll use that image, and then we'll cut that out, and then we'll have the flag going across the top. Okay, so I'm definitely calling my Misty for this job. Okay, so I like this side better. I know I usually use my Misty upside down, but people were saying there's no wrong way to use it, so that's good. Although I've been told that I use it wrong. All right, so we'll stamp that right about there, and we're going to stamp it twice just to really make sure that it's dark enough. Okay. Could you do a light spritz to get a watercolor effect with the blended color as well? Well, I'll tell you what would happen if you spritz the ink blending. You're going to get that effect that I got on the other night's video, on Tuesday night's video, where you'll get the little water droplet look. And that's cool too, because our inks are water reactive, so you get that little speckling of water. And that would definitely add more texture to it, so that would be very pretty, actually. All right. Using my Chucky tool. Okay. Let's give it one more stamping. Yeah, I like this background. It feels just, I don't know, it's so, even with the autumn colors and the leaves, it just feels bright and vibrant, and I love that for summer cards. Woo! Look what I did. I double stamped. That's okay. We're going to leave it like that. We're going to pretend we meant to do it. I didn't have my card in the right position, but that's all right. It's okay. Let's just cut it, and it'll work. All right, so I am going to use my mini slimline die again. And while I cut this, Tom.
Yes.
Do you happen to have a word of the day?
I do have a word of the day. Let's see. This one comes to us from Natalie here in our wholesale department. Natalie just went through a rough challenge. So the word of the day is, well, it's based on vacation. You've heard of different versions of vacation. I'm having a staycation.
Oh, yes, yes.
Well, her word of the day is appendication.
Appendication?
Appendication. And that's because she was hit with a lightning bolt of appendicitis.
Oh, God.
And it took her out for several days. And thankfully, she's well and back with us. And but she has some a story to tell. So appendication. Vacation's good like that. You can use that. Just put cation on the end of a whole bunch of different things, and you have a bunch. So yeah,
That is not the kind of vacation that anybody wants to have. Poor Natalie. All right, so I'm going to attach this here. Even though it's double stamped, it's just a little busier wildflowers there, right? We can go with that. Okay. And then again on the white, I love the way it jumps out in the white. I know a lot of people are saying that Thursday at noon, they have things on their calendar. So a lot of people running in and out saying hi. We're certainly glad to see you. And then I have this one, many thanks. We can put that right up there like that. I think that'll work. Yeah, I'm using the double stamping to my advantage and just pretending that there's like a whole thing of wildflowers behind that one. All right, so now we've got two 2 done. Yes, flowers blowing in the wind. There we go. There's 2. All right, let's make 1 more, and then we can give 3 away. Let's see. What stencil should I use this time? How about the water droplet? Let's use this one. And let's do these colors that I was thinking about doing. The bright pink, the purple, and this blue. And I feel like this one, maybe we'll do butterflies on this one. We'll just do some big, bold butterflies. So I think either combination will work. We could, I want to use this purple. So we could go pink to purple to blue. If we went like this would just make purple. Pink and blue would make purple, and then it would be all purple. So let's go pink, purple to blue and see how this looks. So I'm starting with passionate pink on this. Okay.
I guess appendication can also be the extra 2 days you add on to your vacation.
You append it?
Yeah.
Well, that could be, but I don't think in Natalie's case it was anything like that.
No.
All right, and then we're going to add this wild lilac in here. And again, I don't mind, like, because you can see, yeah, I did bounce a little on that passionate pink, but it's just fine. It's coming nice and wild lilac-y and doing fine. And then this blue raspberry, which is such a vibrant blue. There we go. You guys have to try this technique. You just have to just pull all your stencils out and see what you can do. All right, here we go. Spritz. And we'll find a piece of cardstock here. This will do it. I like this stencil too. I like the patterns more than I like the flowers, I think, but I don't know. That last one, if I'd stamped that better, I think that would have been a better card. Okay, so that's kind of cool. And now let's add some ink onto this. Let me move this out of the way and clean this up here. My goodness, I am a messy stamper. Okay. Alrighty, so we're going to dry this first. I think this pattern, this color combination is going to be really cool when we get the color on there. Yes, Pat, thank you. I almost forgot to dry the last one first. Yeah, you got to use all the stencils. That's right. You got to use them all. Connie, welcome. You found your very first live. Great to see you. Cherie, I don't have any of that information about when things are coming back in stock. I'm sorry. I wish I had more information. So this mat is a 20-year-old mat. It was made by Score Pal. They don't make it anymore, but Ranger makes one very similar, and I definitely would look into that. Okay, so I'm going to start up here with the passionate pink. Alrighty. And we'll get some pink in there. Oh, yeah. Just brings the design out so much. I just love how rugged and rustic it is and how it's so different for me because I love crisp things all the time. Everything I do is clean and simple. And this, I don't know, I just love doing this. It's just new for me. So now I'm using the wild lilac here. Getting it up into that passionate pink. And then we'll add some blue raspberry. Okay. Put it on my turquoise brush, but I think it'll be fine. Might get a little turquoise in there anyway. Usually I use my blue brush for this, but I think it's fine. Okay. Love that color blend. Let's get some purple down in here. We'll make that a little more periwinkle. Alrighty. So now let's do some stamping, and I definitely think the butterflies are the ticket. Okie dokie. So we'll use a big block for this. And we'll just do some butterflies kind of flying. We'll do one right in the center. Woo. Got that all over my nails. We'll do one right in the center there. Ooh, did I dry it? Yeah, I did. Okay, that's right. We were talking about that. Oh, my brain. All right, we'll start one right here in the center. For any product information, you will have to contact customer service. I just don't know those answers. Sorry about that. And they don't really know either, to be honest with you, because supply chain issues have been such a problem. And when we call our manufacturers, they just say, sorry, we're doing the best that we can. We're not sure when we're going to be able to get it out. So we're doing the best we can. But as soon as they come in, if you're on the wait list, you will get a notification. Okay. So I'll get one going down here. And let's just see how this looks, if this is enough butterflies to cut out. So I think I'm going to do two more, just like a little wing down here, because I like the way that looks. Yeah, I think it's good for butterflies, this color combination, right? So we'll just do a little wing down here. We'll do another one up here. Kind of just a little bit. There we go. This way, when we cut it, it just looks more finished. Okay. So, once again, let me clean that up and we'll get the die cutting machine and we'll cut this one out. Okay. Get my plates. Back up just a hair so you can see. My backup's not working here. There we go. Just cut that out right about there. Looking good. Okay. Just going to get a little of those wings in there. The release party, that's a question I can answer. So we are having a brand new release next Tuesday night. The fun starts at 7 p.m. Central Time. Some of our illustrators will be joining us, and we're going to have a great time. So I'm very excited about that. All right. So let's adhere these two panels together. I do love that color combination. And boy, that wasn't perfectly straight. Let's just move that a little bit. Okay, and then we'll add that to the white card base. It always just jumps out once it gets added to the white, doesn't it? I love that white border around the outside. Really makes those colors look so good. Let's zoom in a bit more. There we go. And then I have this tiny little flag that I found, and I think this one would work too. Thinking of you, just right up there at the top. Now, all these greetings came from this stamp set. Let me find it here in my pile of stuff. Where did it go? Here it is. Painted Blossoms. And this was another incentive set at one time. So you might have this one. Look in your collection. And I cut all of these out using the flag dies from Master Layouts 5. I used this die, and that's how I cut out all the Master Layouts 5. So that's a very useful little set. All right, so I'm gonna add that right up there. There we go. So we have Thinking of You. Is that even straight? When you're not seeing straight, then it's not straight. There we go. That's better. So we have Thinking of You. You can always embellish these with some sequins if you want. We have this Many Thanks one, and we have this Hello Friend. So the Stencil Spritz Technique. All right. Well, I do have to tell you guys that Tom and I have to leave a little bit early today because he is actually going to pick up our little camper. And so he's going to have to take off because he's got to go get that. So we're going to call it after 3 cards. But you know what? I'm not happy with this card, Tom, because of that double stamping. So let's give this one away with the Bokeh technique because it's the same technique. And I love this card so much. It's one of my favorites. So we'll give that away today. Okay, so let's start with the first card that we made with the Harvest Flourish. We'll call this the Leaf card. So who's going to get this card today?
The lucky winner of the Leaf card is Silver Granny and her grumpy gnome.
Silver Granny and her grumpy gnome. Congratulations. I love that username. That's so funny. Congratulations. This card is coming your way. So if you can just state your name in the comments too, that would be helpful for our customer service to look for you, Silver Granny. Okay, so let's give away the butterfly card next.
Okay, the butterfly
card
goes to Ginny Cook. Ginny Cook.
Ginny, congratulations, Ginny. Okay, so it's Lynn Webb, Tom. Silver Granny is Lynn Webb. All right. And Ginny, congratulations. You get the butterfly card. They look like they're just flying up in a kind of a little pattern there. I like that. Okay. And then let's give away the Bokeh card. This is the Bokeh card.
Bokeh card goes to Christa. Potgeiter.
Christa, congratulations. All right, ladies, all 3 of you winners, all you have to do is send your name and which of these cards that you won, and we will get that right out to you. Just send it to customer service info@ginakdesigns.com. After I drop Tom off, I'm going to come back and take photos and update the YouTube description to include the winners' names and all of the details and colors and stencils that I used in here, just in case you wanted to replicate. And this was the other one that we made, just for a quick look here. This is the other one. This one's not bad. It's just double stamped and I'm just not 100% happy with it. So I'd rather give you one that has a nice crisp single stamp. All right, everybody. Well, I hope that you will give this technique a try. Get your Gina K Designs stencils and stamps and share those cards in our group at Gina K Designs and Stamp TV, friends. I'd love to see your renditions of this technique. So I will be back over the weekend with another 5-minute card video. And then Tom and I will be back next Tuesday night with another Stamp and Chat Live. In the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy. We love you all so very much. And we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.